Yo, what is up, guys? What is poppin'? We are finally here with the IDM Season 1 Finals versus Melontosh, or Melontoshing, I don't know what he actually goes by. A very, very solid player that I grew to have a lot of respect for. He had a very terrific season as a very threatening team, and he really had some super smart builds in the matches that I watched him. So definitely recommend checking him out. Um, he went like 8-2, I think, in the regular season, and then got a first round bye, beat my boy Sebi in the conference finals, and now we're here. Very threatening team. He also, um, in addition to what you see that he brings here, Letters T, which is a Z captain, as Cavalier, Sylveon, Miltank, Skuntank, and Ladias. He also had like Mega Lopunny on the squad, Alolan Marowak, Nihilego, Mantine, Manectric, and some other more that I forgot now, but very tough to prep for in my opinion. But I built a squad with my man Gypsy King. Shoutouts to him. He helped me a lot because I just couldn't quite put a finger on what I wanted to do, what I needed on my squad, and the team I built is pretty sick. Or the team we built better. It's Mega Brawl, Carmine, physically defensive, Scout Satchel, very standard, but Amon is a terrific late game sweeper. Once I basically identify as toxic user, I could very well bring two or three toxic users just to be sure, but like I can pretty much safely calm it up versus a defensive Sylveon versus a Miltank versus a Latias that is probably not going to be specs or offensive. Even versus a Lando if he's a Scarf variant or like just not Double Dance. But even Double Dance doesn't really want to stay in unless he's a +2, because I drew a +2 what is called what's called Supersonic Sky Strike from full with my bro, and can just fire off a big skull to put it in range for Zapdos, for example, or for Cobalion. Licky Licky, non-attacking variant, functions as a cleric this time because I want to like kind of scout for a toxic user, and I can't do that easily with my Slowbro because Slowbro is a mon that likes to get toxic a lot. Same with my Zapper, and I can like just heal that off later. Once I identify the toxic user, I can try to remove them and then try to go for a Slowbro sweep potentially. Wish Protect obviously also there, and Toxic myself because I don't want Ladias to get out of hand, especially if I lose my Crocodile. I don't want like Sylveon to sit in front of me. I contemplate having Dragon Tail on there on my Licky, but Dragon Tail loses to Sub-CM Ladi just as well as Toxic does. So I figure having a way of hitting the Sylveon like was more important, I guess. But yeah, like definitely a set that I have to be careful with. Crocodile here is an assault best variant, very very bulky, max HP. Adamant though, a lot of speed depth, some defense. Basically a mon that checks Ladias all the time unless I get it like let it get to +1 or +2. It can Pursuit Rabbit, which could open the door for a late game Slowbro sweep because Carmine Ladias can potentially beat Carmine Slowbro if he runs Thunderbolt, and yeah, I have to be careful around that. I also have Dragon Tail, Crunch, and Earthquake on there. No knockoff because Ladias actually is not too KO'd by two knockoffs if it's a first death Carmine variant, but Crunch will do the trick with the investment that I have, I think. And like if he's Cobra, Crunch does a little bit more than knockoff, I think. Afterwards, obviously. So that's good to have, and I don't really mind knocking off any mon's item. I figured. Pursuit is here to trap Nihilego and Ladias, obviously, and the Alolan Marowak in order to for my Megiana to sweep. This is a shift gear car mindset with Dazzling Gleam and Thunderbolt. I just pretty much need Nihilego to take one Pursuit, which does like 50%, I think. And then with like potential rocks damage, it is also already in range for +2 or for 2+1 Thunderbolts from Megiana, which is nice. If Alolan Marowak once takes rocks and then decides to not switch out versus my Crocodile, the Pursuit damage that regular Pursuit does pretty much just knocks out, just puts it in range for Dazzling Gleam at +1 from Megiana, so that's nice. Megiana has enough speed to outspeed the Mega Lopunny at +2, obviously. 192 modest it is, and a lot of HP and some defense, special defense. The 2 hits a little bit better. I can take a Jolly EQ from Landorus, I think. Might be a roll, but I don't take more than 75, I think, from Adamant Lopunny's high jump kick, which is nice. I chew 2 uninvested drill runs from his Cavalier if I need to, which seems to be his Magina switch in. But yeah, Zapdos is 3 attacks, Heat Wave, Discharge, HPIs, and Roost. Backup Lando check, I run Timid to outspeed Jolly Lando, even though I think Adamant is by far the best set versus me. I just have to make sure, because if I go slow bro, get the Scald off, don't kill him, and he's Jolly, I don't really have a Revenger, especially if my Cobalion goes down, it can just run through my team. So I have to be pretty safe with my Zapdos. I got the Charty Berry on there to chew an unboosted Continental Crush if need be, a +2 edge from full, I chew that. So, and I guaranteed kill a fully offensive Landorus with HPIs after rocks, which is nice. Cobalion here is my rocker of choice this week. Dual Stab, Staff Rock, and Taunt. But yeah, looking at my opponent's team, I definitely think this is a bull tier Cavalier to deal with my Magina. Just standard Cleric, Sylveon, probably Rocks Miltank. I don't think he's a Rocks Lando, but it could be. If this is, for example, a Curse Miltank for whatever reason. Curse Facade, Earthquake, Body Slam, for example, stuff like this could come, but I don't see it come really. Doesn't really match up too well versus me because if it's, for example, Quillfish, it can just come in the haze or taunt. But you never know, like, it's probably a Rocker, Milk Drink, physically defensive for Zygarde. I reckon it has Ice Punch and Return. I think he just sent me a set, we just played a little ago. But it's actually Milk Drink, Toxic, Stealth Rock, Return, so good to know. Zygarde would have had a lot of fun in this matchup, but I decided not to bring it because he had so many monsters outspeed Zygarde and so many soft checks to it, like Miltank, Defensive Landorus T, Sylveon that all can chew a hit. I decided not to bring it, so yeah, gotta go on without Zygarde. It was a really long battle. I hope it doesn't get too boring for you, but definitely like a very enjoyable match that I really enjoyed. And the winner of this definitely deserves to be the IDM Season 1 champion. I like have a lot of respect for Melon, even though like we haven't been talking too much or anything, but I watched his battles and he's like a really solid player, definitely up and coming. You should definitely check him out. So yeah, let's rise into it. I decided to lead off with my Zapdos. It matches up well versus everything basically, besides Ladi, which I can just like go Crooker on, and if he's Lando I can just fire off an HP Ice early to cripple this thing. He leads off with a Sylveon. I use this as a way to switch out into my Magina. As he goes for the Protect just to scout what I want to do. Maybe I could be a Scout variant, for example, so definitely a solid play. Doesn't lose much, but because I can't really set up besides Agility, and Agility doesn't give me much. I go to Magina because I chew Hyper Voices, and if it specs, I take some damage, but I don't want Zapdos to take a specs Hyper Voice this early in the game. So I don't go for the T-Bolt here. No, I switch out back into Zapdos. I expect him to switch into Escavalier. I should have probably T-Bolt there to kind of scout for the set, but doesn't matter. I can just fire up an HP and a heat wave now. Sorry, as he goes into Ladi, and this Ladi needs to be a very fat variant. Definitely max HP. I wasn't sure if he had some Spadef because it did like 9%, but probably like Showdown just probably like told me it was 9%. It was probably like 8.7 or so, I don't know. But he goes for the Ice Beam, so I go for into Crook. 5 with me, I'd only take 30%. I ain't 3 KO'd by it, by looks of it. And he seems to be what's called uninvested variant in special attack, which is good to know, which means my Licky Lick can beat it 1 vs 1 if it's Calm Mind, even because he needs to be at +4 or 5 to KO me, and I can Wish Protect with Licky all the time to get back up to full, so this is nice. I don't go for Pursuit here because I don't really want to stay in. Go for another Ice Beam. And I figured he has to be Cobra Berry because he was willing to stay in on my Zapdos and like on my Crooker switch basically, which means that he has to be this variant, like the Cobra Berry variant. I go for the Dragon Tail here because I want to get some chip. I want to see what his initial switch-ins are. Don't want to give Miltank free rocks if it wants to come in and act accordingly afterwards. As Cavalier comes back in, which means I can go into Zapdos. I see he puts the double into Miltank. Very smart play on his part, allows him to get up rocks. But I will go into my own Cobalion to get up my rocks as well. I don't mind rocks too much. He actually goes for the Toxic here. Pretty aggressive play. I don't know, like if I would have gone for the Stealth Rock if I were him, but it probably was his better play. But Toxic's still fine. If he gets a Toxic off on Zapdos in case I want to mindlessly go for Discharge or Thunderbolt, he puts me on a timer, which is nice. But Cobalion now has 3 rocks basically. Even if he wants to Body Slam me, I have the Heal Bell in his back. He goes into Ladi. I will taunt it because I want to see if I'm faster or not. And he will still probably be max speed. And he goes for the Ice Beam again, does 12%, which is nice. I taunt him so he can't come up, and I go into him again, and now knowing that I shoot any hit, and he probably has the Bolt Beam coverage with Calm and Roost. I fire off with Thunderbolt here, I think. No, I just go for Dazzling Gleam, scouting for this Cavalier set, which takes some chip, which is nice. I'm like pretty sure this damage revealed that this was an Assault Western, but it also looks to be careful and max special defense, which is pretty interesting, which means once I ship it down, I can potentially set up a Shifty or a Calm Mind in its face and Revenge Kill it if it's like at 25% or so, which means that I ain't too weak to this because Drill Run is not a 2K on my Megiana set. I get back up to full, obviously, which is nice. I can go into my Zap. He goes for the knockoff. I get the Static Para here. I definitely wish I would have been pressure in this match. You will see later how that would have come in more handy. This Para obviously kind of sucks at the moment, but you will soon see that it won't affect the outcome in any way. So I think I go for the Roost here, or for the Discharge. Yeah, I go for the Roost because I want my Zapdos to always be healthy, so that I don't lose to Landorus and always can switch into Escavalier. The damage tells me that he is definitely not adamant and probably close to uninvested, if not uninvested, which is nice. I lose my Shardy Berry here, which is kind of annoying, but not the end of the world. This thing comes in, I go for Discharge here because if he like Toxics me, I can heal build this back up, and if he like Defogs, I get some nice chip off on it. So he goes for Defog. Rocks are not here to stay, which is annoying. I go to my Crook now, expecting him to potentially go back into Ladi, but he goes for Toxic, which is annoying. I don't know how I like him staying in there. Definitely, like, I felt like he had a very safe switch into Landorus, for example, pressure me out, or like use Landorus as a potential pivot into Ladias to scout for the HPIs, for example. And like, if I discharge him again, he's very low, and this is one of his best answers to slow roll, I felt like. So not sure if I agree with this play, but he catches me there with tossing my Crook, gets a little bit chipped down, but doesn't matter to me. I go back into my Zapdos, expecting to maybe go into Miltank or whatever. He gets up his rocks now with his Miltank, and I will do the same with mine, with my Cobalion. As Lando comes in, I definitely will taunt it here because with rocks up, a plus 2 Z-Fly from Lando can actually destroy my Slowbro. I'm willing to let my Cobalion go turn 18. If I like force him to defog all the time, I think I can pressure the Miltank to never get up rocks again. So I just go for the taunt as he reveals the Earthquake. Definitely adamant Lando. He puts me down to 2%. But I go into my I go for the Iron Head now, trying to get some chip off because at I need to be at like +2 to kill Landorus, Ethereum, uninvested after rocks, I think, with Megiana. And if I get an Iron Head off, I'm in a way better spot. I probably just need one more rock switch in from Lando to be at +1 to knock it out. So this is nice. He switches into Ladi, probably expecting my Zapdos there, but I catch him here with some nice damage. I go into Licky now, as he goes for the T-Bolt. I don't know what he expected there, but doesn't matter to me. I just go for the Heal Bell now, get rid of the Toxic. He reveals Calm Mind, but this is like not a matter to me. He can't have Sub because he doesn't have like the move slot for Roost in, and if he like has Sub, he's like getting whittled down easily. So this is cool. I can just wish protect a little here as +1 Ice Beam doesn't do shit, 22%, and yeah, this is nice. I can just go for another Toxic in case he wants to switch out into Sylveon. I keep spamming Toxic now, I'm fairly sure. As he goes into Sylveon. Sylveon probably wants to get rid of the Toxic, but I will click Toxic again, knowing that he can't beat me 1v1 and I can stall out all his heal buffs if I want. So I go for a Toxic, and unfortunately miss on this turn. Kinda sucks, but not the end of the world. Like, yes, now Escavalier has basically a free switch in. Skuntek can defog obviously on my Licky. Probably knows that I don't have an attacking move here, but yeah, what can you do? Not the end of the world, but yeah, he goes for Protect now. So I go for a Wish to guarantee a safe switch into whatever wants to come in. Can go into Mega now. See he wishes again. Probably wants to wish back up his Escavalier. once again, but I don't have counterplay to this. I can go just into my Zapper to pressure this thing out after receiving the wish, but yeah, what can I do? I will roost up, I think, or do I? No, I go for discharge. You're trying to get a para. Aki being a scumbag there, but Ladias doesn't care. And I go into my mag here, as he is kind of forced to roost now, which gives me a free Dazzling Gleam. And yeah, even if I could have gone for the Calm Mind here, but I still definitely want to get a chip off on a Escavalier. Like, keeping a Escavalier low is huge for Magiana to win it. If Magiana can get some chip, I definitely take it. I go for another Dazzling Gleam here. 35 turns in, or 34 turns in, I finally get the get initiative in this game, or get initiative back. Reason why I Dazzling Gleams here, I felt like I've shown Zapdos as my initial switch in like at least 2 or 3 times, or as the switch that I made expecting this Cavalier. So I figured he gains way more from doubling out into either like Ladias or Landorus or Sylveon. So I'm like in a very solid spot now. Can fire off the Dazzling Gleam. We will go for another one to like keep him low, kind of try and prevent him from like being healthy. Go for another Dazzling Gleam and get some nice chip back off on the Escavalier. As he pulls another double with his Escavalier, like had I stayed in again there, that would have been huge, because then like I basically got rid of one Mon, or forced the Escavalier to take more rocks and more Dazzling Gleams, which would have been very nice. But Skuntank comes in, I roost up on this thing as he goes for defog now. Doesn't really matter too much. I think I go for discharge now. No, I switch into my Cobalion, predicting him to switch out into Sylveon, but he catches me with a taunt. Very nice play on his part. Probably doesn't have like a move to hit me with, I figured, which is good information. Like I know now he's defog taunt, and I figured the way he like taunted here instead of attacking pretty much means that he is toxic and either a dark type move like Dark Pulse, Crunch, or just the Poison Jab. So this means like my Cobalion can pretty much get some HP back on this Skuntank. I will just go for an Iron Head here. Switch out. Sorry, long battle, but I switch out, predicting his Lando to come in, and we'll just go for the HPIs now. No reason to play around this Lando in any aggressive manner. I go for the HPIs, still don't choose it, but here I decide to just stay in and on the Sylveon, go for discharge again. So he tries to catch my Cobalion probably, or my Magiana, but I'm not allowing this. Now going to Slowbro, predicting him to maybe trying to go for the Z edge here. I could shoot this and then go from there. Sylveon comes back in, and I just go for a Calm Mind, trying to like pressure him a little bit, knowing that he doesn't have Toxic, force him into a mon that has the Toxic, and go from there. Mega Bro being Mega Evolved also means that I can guaranteed come in on Landorus T, which is nice, and like yeah, I pretty much have a very safe switch into this now, because if it just fires off a Earthquake into a Z Earthquake or Z Fly, I can't come in regular, because I take the Earthquake and then the Z move, which has a chance at knocking me out, I think, if I'm not Mega Evolved, obviously. So playing it safe, we get the Mega off with Slowbro. I will fire off a +1 Scald on this Skuntank. He lives, which means he's definitely specially defensive, or like definitely has some def investment. But he gets a Wish back. I get the Scald Burn, which is nice. I could potentially like just Calm Mind up in his face, but he revealed the taunt, and I can't beat this thing 1v1 anyway, so no reason to let my bro get weakened because I need it for Lando, and go back into Cobalion as he gets up another taunt, but Cobalion here gets some nice lefties back, and I can just fire off an Iron Head now. Lando T comes back in, which means I can get the Iron Heads off here, and then switch out into Lando now, into Zapdos, predicting him to Earthquake now, or set up an SD. Had he set up a Rock Polish, I still would have lived an Edge from there, unless he was Continental Crush, which I could have scouted by switching in Crocodile, which was a very safe play because he was never going for Earthquake or Z-Fly on the Zapdos, so yeah, Zapdos overall a very safe play here, as I catch him on the Earthquake, so this is nice. Now Landorus is in range for +2 Dazzling Gleam guaranteed, even if it's like max HP for whatever reason. We'll fire up an HPIs, like no reason to play around this Landorus. This thing is such a big threat to my team, even with Slowbro and Zapdos at full. I'm like never letting this thing like staying in safety versus those two. Sylveon comes back in. And this, like, I think where I start discharging and attacking. I don't want him to Wish Pass into his Cavalier. I go for the Heat Wave now, and this is like a long, a long turn. You see, like, we are 50 turns in, and it's still 6 versus 6. It's a matter of, like, who is more patient when it comes to start setting up for game, who is willing to, like, let a mon get weakened that the other guy can take advantage of, obviously. Which player is willing to make aggressive plays, risking potential, like, defensive win cons, basically, in order to gain initiative back. And, like, the way I built my team is that I can play safely all the time. I don't have to make aggressive reads. Yes, I did make an aggressive read with Magearna earlier versus the Escavalier, but I did make this read knowing that I can always wish it back up and knowing that Escavalier can't 2-hit KO me anyway. So that was a calculated risk that I was taking there. Anyway, he goes for the Hyper Voice, gets a crit. Doesn't matter, I like can just boost up on it, get back to 4 unless he double crits me or whatever. I go for one more Roost here, I think, because I don't want him to like wish pass at all. And now I switch out into my no, I go for Discharge now, predicting him to potentially wish on my switch out to Magearna, catch him again. Now I switch out, knowing that there's no way he goes into Escavalier because like I can Heat Wave just now and just there, and I reveal to make the aggressive Heat Wave play there. Now Magearna is in and he can't wish up. I go for Calm Mind on his Protect, which is huge for me. I don't know what he like thought I was like with my Magearna set, but I don't think you should ever Protect in front of a Magearna that definitely could have been run offensively. So this is a point where I can potentially go for game, but Escavalier is still a little bit too high. I fire up a Thunderbolt now to see like what kind of range I need to be at. I do 23 with my +1 T-Ball, so I can't 2-hit KO it sadly. And like the damage I did earlier with Dazzling Gleam didn't guarantee show that he was Careful Max Spit Death Assault West, but this shows it. So I have to switch out. This sadly can't go for game now. Go into my Zapper, see Drill Runs, and I think I can just Roost up here. No, go for the Heat Wave because I didn't want him to catch me on my Roost with the Drill Run, even though I think staying in there would have been a choke kinda on his end. But now I Roost up on his Hyper Voice or Wish. Go for the Heat Wave for Discharge again. Now go for the Hidden Power Ice, trying to like maybe catch a Latias that wants to come in on a Heat Wave, because Latias at 11% actually lives the Heat Wave, but not an HPI. So I guess for the Hyper Voice again. Like this is a matter of what's called of like making it so that I switch into Magearna on his Hyper Voice and not on his Wish, because I can't allow Escavalier to get a Wish. Like, I can't allow Sylvan to get Wish pass into Escavalier, that's what I want to say. He goes Latias on my Roost, so I wish I had Discharge or Hidden Power Ice there, but this gives him a free Roost here, so I can go into my Magearna, fire off another Dazzling Gleam, get some chip off, as he goes into Sylveon. Like, Sylveon can come in on me, but it's like, it just doesn't do anything for him. Like, I can just get up to +1 or so, but he puts a double into Escavalier, which works as I switch into Zapdos. Like, just like I go Zapdos into Sylveon, even though like Sylveon does over 40% to me, or around 40, I just like can't allow it to Wish Pass into Escavalier. To prevent that, Magearna is guaranteed to win this game at some point. So I'm staying calm here, staying concentrated, and I go for Discharge. I don't get a para here with any Discharge, which is good for my opponent. Like, I would have liked the speed control on Latias, but I'm happy he doesn't get full para to death. Like, this would have been shitty in the final. But anyway, he roosts up as I go into my Magearna again, go for Dazzling Gleam, and now this Escavalier is in range for +1 T-Ball, which is nice. I could have gone for a Shift Gear and a Calm Mind here, and then like knock it out, get the Solid Boost, but at this point I don't know if this Landorus is Adamant Scar for potentially, and like can outspeed me and kill me, so I'm forced back out into Zapdos. As he pulls a nice switch into Sylveon, but like I can just stay in, kill the Sylveon, attack the Sylveon, force him to never allow never Wish Pass into Escavalier, see Hyper Voice, and I think on this next turn I go into my Cobalion, trying to get up rocks. No, I just Roost. I think on the 74th turn I go into my Cobalion, like I'm still trying to, yeah, here it is, Cobalion comes in as he wishes, which works with me. He can't really switch in as Cavalier, because Close Combat does a fuck ton to this mon, and I can get on my rocks finally again, so this is nice. This is definitely nice. Sylveon is in, and Yes, the first mon is down on my side, but now Magirna can set up a Calm Mind here as he wishes up. I just attack here in case he wants to go as Cavalier. Don't kill the Skuntic on the switch. Solar Boost would have been nice, but he can't do anything with me. I revealed Dazzling Gleam, Thunderbolt, and Calm Mind at this point, and he probably thinks that I have to have like Shadow Ball for the Alola Marowak or Flash Cannon for the Nihilego. He doesn't expect me to have Shift Gear. The only way he wins this game now is if he taunts me right here, and even then, like, I can just stay in, pressure everything, he wants to come in and Shift Gear up later. If I play it smart. So I go for the Shift Gear now as he decides to defog, which is probably wasn't his play, but he like just didn't read the Shift Gear on my set because I'm kind of walled by Marowak. But I explained like in the early part of this video that I indeed had a plan to get rid of Marowak, obviously with my Crocodile. So now I get to Shift Gear up. I will Shift Gear again because that means I can like outspeed the Scout Landorus, and now like he taunts me, but now this game is pretty much over. Now he has to somehow prevent me from getting a Solar Boost, but he's incapable of doing so because Dazzling Gleam at +1 does 48 to Sylveon. He's like, he can't stall me out, and I can abuse Sylveon or set up fodder if I want to. Goes into his Cavalier now. I set T-Ball here for dominance. I can't allow the Wish, obviously, and knock out the Cavalier. I think it was a roll to kill the Cavalier with the +1 Thunderbolt. I think I constantly do over 20, like 20 to 24 or 19 to 24, but definitely a roll in my favor. But even if he like got back up the Wish, I just go back into my Zapdos, pressure him again, and we play this game. We play this game again, which like doesn't really matter at all because at some point I have whittled down his Cavalier. At some point I've gotten rid of all the wishes from Sylveon. Sylveon is low now, it's at 18%. It can't wish pass back anything into his Cavalier. So like even if he gets the wish off back into his Cavalier, my Zapdos pretty much wins the game in combination with Magirna, Crocodile, and Licky for Latias, obviously. Landorus comes in, I'm modest, there's no way he lives it, and now Magirna will just clean up this game. 80 plus turns of of back and forth, a very enjoyable game. Obviously, probably not for the viewer, but really fun match. Obviously, I think he played great and prepped fairly well. This Magirna set just went inverse him. Because like even if he brings Marowak, I can just pursue it and like get rid of one of the checks for it. So Magirna just like shit on him, got 6 kills. But this game was way closer, but way more intense than the end result showed. He had a terrific season. GG to Melontosh, and yeah, I am your season 1 IDM champion. Pretty hyped about that. I definitely want to end this year with another championship under my belt. The goal was to get to 10 championship. Now I'm at 8, which is fine with me. Like I can live with that. Pretty hype season. I only lost once, and I'm really happy to like finally win another league again. It's been a while. I like kind of got hexed out. I kind of choked some games away in playoffs. So here we are now and get a chip. So definitely go check out Melontosh. He's like a very solid player. I felt like he is very smart in his builds and he knows his stuff. Like I got a lot of respect for him, I gotta say. So yeah, this is the game. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Leave a like and a comment if you did. Thanks for all the support throughout the season, especially shout out to Gypsy King who helped me with a lot of preps. Like we constantly talk about what sets could bring, what sets like work in whatever scenario. That helped me a lot, and I appreciate that. Like we constantly talk about Mont. I help him out, he helps me out, so this is nice. And like in this matchup, like Melontosh basically had to beat me and Gypsy, which is close to impossible. So yeah, that's it for IDM Season 1. I don't know if I will be back for Season 2, but I have 3 leagues coming up, all of which I will upload for come January. So be hyped for that. And yeah, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed and catch you later. See ya.